Okay. Got a new truck about a week ago. Working on restoring it, and here I'll show you what's so special. There's the badge that tells you. Pop the hood. Let's see if I can do this. One hand. Yeah. And there you go. The Delco System 110 PIM, very same that was used in the infamous GM EV1. Yeah, this truck is an EV1 under the hood. It's front wheel drive. See, battery pack down there. It's got a load of aerodynamic things. You can see the little rubber bit there. There's, well, it's not installed right there, but back here you can see the grill has a block back there. There's an underpan, and then here is the special bumper with the flip down so that you can get to the charger, the magnet charge port. Then also you can see here, somehow I've managed to get an electric car with an exhaust, and that's because this one was evidently sold in a colder climate, because it's got one of the diesel heaters. You can see the little round bit down there, which should be the diesel heater, I imagine. Yeah, and then there's the charging port. Okay, so I've got the cover off, and you can see the problem right now is those are some nasty blown caps. You can see they've sprayed gunk all over the place there. Thankfully, they haven't actually begun leaking, I don't think. I had some people tell me that it's repairable. But yeah, that's the first thing that needs to be dealt with. I don't trust myself replacing those on something this rare. If I screw something up, that's it. It's gone. There's no replacements. So I believe I've found someone who can replace those for me, but I don't know. I haven't worked anything out quite yet, but that's the first thing we need to deal with. Then also, in here, if we open it up, pull the seat forward, you can see something you never want to see. Just a few loose connectors hanging out, just being there doing nothing. And that's where the HTCM module would go, and that controls the heating and cooling for the cabin and the battery pack. Yes, this thing has battery pack cooling, and in fact it's a heat pump. This is the first car ever to have a heat pump. There's the gauges for you, and yes, it's also got regen braking, as you can see. And then of course the next thing to do after I get both of those figured out is figuring out the battery pack. Now, as I understand it, the battery and charging system is somewhat separate from the rest of the drivetrain, which would make sense, as I believe that was all developed by Hughes. So, unlike other stuff where if you remove or replace something in kind of the front end electrical bit, you know, the PIM, the motor, all of that, it's all very interconnected, so that if you replace anything, it just throws an error and refuses to go. But I believe if you replace, I believe the charging and battery system is a little less picky? I don't know. It's hard to find any information at all on this. So, we'll see. I'd like to keep the MagnaCharge port just because of how unique it is. There's an odd system that I have to deal with though, where it's got these resistors to tell what type of battery pack it has. There's currently 3 known of right now. There's the original Delco developed lead acid ones. Then there's the Panasonic, I want to say advanced lead acids, which I believe is what this has. And then there's also the nickel metal hydrides, which were an option available in the 98 models, and this is a 97. It also has an odd requirement of having exactly 26 cells, but that's not too big of a problem, seeing as they're just 12-volt cells. Maybe I can trick the charger into thinking they're the stock cells with something and reprogram it. Because as I understand it, you can just reprogram pretty much everything on this with a standard GM Tech 2 through the little OBD port. If I can take the last little voltage spike off the lead acid programming, then probably won't be the most efficient programming for lithium. I'm hoping to install LiFePO batteries, lithium iron phosphate, but yeah, it should work and not be outright detrimental. Then for charging, it's gonna be pretty inconvenient having just MagnaCharge, but I do have 2 of the actual wall mount chargers. So one of them, well, they both run off of 220 volts. So I figure with one of them, I can make a nice little carrying setup for it. And then I can spoof a little J1772 signal on it, and then, you know, I've got plenty of room back in the bed once I get all this stuff installed on the front, make it look somewhat nice. I can spoof a J1772 signal on the external charger, and then that way I could plug the external charger into a public just J1772 charger, and then plug my external charger into the truck. It's a little bit overly complex and confusing, but yeah, maybe it'll work. Who knows? My plan for this is just to take it slow, not do anything too risky, because like I said, absolutely no replacement parts for this. If something gets screwed up, then, well, it's just a S10 with some neat badging on it and an interesting dashboard. Oh yeah, and I believe that's for the gas heater, the diesel heater. Then yeah, here. I can actually fill that up. It's an electric car with a functional gas tank and fuel filler. Still running the stock Uniroyal tires, stock brakes and everything. But that's kind of the last on my to-do list for this truck, because I don't want to buy a bunch of tires and stuff right now and then find out that they've rotted away by the time I'm ready to install them. The other big challenge is with the lubricant that they use in the, I don't know, you can't really see too good down there, but it's the lubricant that they use in the motor and differential, because it's some special, apparently milky looking stuff that obviously, just like everything else on this truck, they don't make anymore. But lucky for me, it's apparently got a lifetime guarantee, so yeah, probably last me a little while until replacement's figured out. See in there, battery pack stuff. For crying out loud. Yeah, you can tell the state that this truck was found in wasn't that great. This is it with just a quick little hose down. I pulled it out of just a big lot behind a collision repair center. Alright, well, I believe that's all I can really say for today. So yeah, with any luck, I'll hopefully see you soon. But next time with some brand new capacitors.